I am reviewing a software engineer resume. So this person left me a note that says they're not actively looking, but wondering what type of salary they can land with this engineer, with this resume. And the problem with that is I can't tell you that from the resume alone. Salary is based on location typically. Location and experience level and the overall market. I will say probably less than you were making 2-3 years ago. That has just sort of been the case if salaries have been decreasing for the last couple of years, especially in IT because of the saturation. So I don't know where you are, because if you're in rural Oklahoma versus San Francisco, your salary is going to be vastly different. But I would say on average you would probably be making about 10 to 15% less than you were a couple of years ago if you're going into the same position. If you're going into a higher position, you might be able to make a little bit more, but it's probably not a ton. The market is just not good. So let me at least see if I can find out what kind of software engineer you are, and if y'all like this kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know what kind they are yet, although they do say React, Java. So I'm going to assume, based on this is full stack. So let me get my full stack keywords up, because, again, I don't know these things by heart. I write them down ahead of time and make sure they're accurate. So what we're going to be looking for a full stack, which I do see that down there, is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages. So this I don't care about. Also, the education, when did you graduate? This should be up at the top, and you can, some mid-college, that's just what they said. Y'all can't see it down here, but that's what it says. You should keep this. I know nobody else can see this, but they have a kind of a long section. You really only need the degree and the fact that you were on the dean's list, although since you've been out of school for a bit, I don't even know if you need that. You also don't need to show when you started it, only when you finished it. And that should be up top instead of a skills section. So, led the design and development of a mobile using React Native to over 100K annual users, contributed QA, iOS, Android, achieving... Okay, so this might actually not just be full stack, this just might be a Android one, which I don't have the keywords off the top of my head. Architected, I mean, that's good. This so far gives me JavaScript and TypeScript and React, which are all things that I need. Again, I wasn't really searching for like phone engineers, so iOS and Android, those are going to have different keywords. Then let's see, loading pages, don't care, outdated. We do have SQL, we do have ASP and C#, that's for other stuff. I am missing Cloud, but I do have HTML and JavaScript over here and UI UX for front end. It's okay. I don't think this is a bad resume. It says you're getting it 1 in 75, and I can see why. I don't think you're going to need a ton to change it. You just need to reorder a couple of bullet points and maybe add some of these things. Like primarily any type of cloud if you have it. And I know there was JavaScript over here. Where was the JavaScript? There it is, yeah. Probably this should maybe be the first one. Typically, you really do want to lead with your languages. So, again, not bad. And I really wish I could say you'd be making more than you were, but realistically, if you're going to the same type of position, you will probably be making less. So, economy's not good. Let's move on to the next resume. And if y'all need more direct help than just YouTube can give, be sure to drop by my Twitch. I live stream every Monday and Wednesday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 3 p.m. Both times are in PST. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a project manager. They have a ratio of 100 to 1, which is not good. And in addition, they did not give me any additional information. So in no addition, I guess. What we're going to be looking for in a project manager, not program or the other one that my mind is blanking on right now is PMP or CSM cert. Those are huge. Customers, stakeholders, agile industry, number of team members, matrix, cross-functional, those are some keywords. Number of projects you've had, the budget you've had for them that you can multitask, how you used resources for success and how you solved problems and influenced people. So again, this is going to also probably some industry that's going to really depend on the industry. So like if you're IT, we want to see IT industry. If you're healthcare industry. I just didn't put it because that's kind of hard to justify on that. So let us begin. Project manager formatting on this is, it's not terrible. It's easy to read at least, which I think. The only thing I'm looking for is here's the problem immediately, which is what I thought would happen. This right here, whoever you are, there is a reason education is usually at the top. You don't need trade school here, but keep the university. I guess you did just get the trade school. Regardless, these should be combined and your PMP cert should be up top. Your PMP cert is huge for project managers. If you have a PMP cert, it looks so much better. So do not hide your PMP all the way at the bottom. We want to make sure that's up top and basically very easy to see. The easier it is to see, the better. So that should be combined with your experience. Education, it should be up top. Now, and honestly, that alone will probably get you like 1 to 75 instead of 1 to 100. So, led and coordinated all managerial admin aspects to install security, radio, cellular, public safety, and critical environments. Okay. Collaborated with stakeholders, contracts, not defined project scope. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so here's the problem with this. You have the what, which is the keyword. You have the how, which is good, but you don't have the why. And my problem with this that I already see, especially for more management ones, this is less on direct IC, but more manager positions, the higher you go, you're going to need to tell a little bit more about the story. So here you said, led and coordinated all managerial admin aspects to install security radio. How big was that? Because that could just be that you got a radio and you put it in an office. Obviously, I don't think that's the case. But they don't know. What is mission critical? I don't know. You need to tell me. Cellular phone. But like, I want to see led all. I don't know if you need to say coordinated. It's going to be assumed that you do that. So you can say led all managerial and admin aspects of our $14 billion radio security. But I don't know what you do. And this is kind of a huge problem with project management is I need to know what you do. Collaborate with stakeholders. Why did you do that? I need to know, including general contract to define project scope. Okay, but like, how did you do that? I need more. This is a how and not a why. Budget timelines, and I want to know what those budgets were. You're not telling me what the actual budgets are. And for like software engineers, I don't need to know if that's a $14 million budget. But for project managers, I need to know how many projects you've had. How much budget they were, like how much budget were you given for each? Did you come in under in the right time? Did you meet your deadlines? That kind of thing. Also, sorry everybody, I'm very tired. Came back from a judo class, so I'm very exhausted. But I need to know. You're not telling me. Analyze financial data across multiple. But what did you use to analyze it? This is a good keyword there. These bullet points are not. None of these bullet points give me enough of what I need. I don't think you need to scrap the whole thing and burn it. I just think you need to add stuff to it. Like, led all managerial aspects to install security, radio, cellular, and public safety. How much was that? What were the projects? How many did that cost? I don't know. You need to tell me. And that's kind of the biggest issue with this. So, because you've been there for 3 years, so it's solid. Like, but I don't know. It's so vague. And if this gets past a recruiter, which it could, I don't think this would get past the hiring manager because you need to be specific, especially for your management stuff. This goes for everybody. I need to know what those scopes are. I need to know what the budgets, the timelines, the deliverable. In fact, you could entirely fill up this entire job description, like this entire thing, with this stuff that should have been in this sentence. Like, one sentence could be about the scope and the budget, the other is the timelines and deliverables, that kind of thing. So this would not give me enough to move forward. I mean, it's clear that you're adjacent, so the only way I could think I could move you really forward is if you're in a very, like, a niche, which admittedly, I don't know if there's a ton of security, radio, cellular, and public safety project managers applying, so you have a good thing there, and you do have a PMP, you just hit it. So, oh, Boy Scouts. I was in the Boy Scouts ages ago. But yeah, this should be it. So to summarize, move this PMP up top with education, put that even above your schooling. It needs to be front and center. If you have a PMP, that is one of the most important certs. Then these bullet points are bad. You need to add stuff to them. I need to know the details. You cannot just say, I created scope, budget, and timelines. I need to know what those were. And if you need to delete a couple of these, that's fine, but I need more. I don't have enough. It's too vague. So that's my vote on this one. It doesn't get a pass, but I don't think it's going to take you more than like 30 minutes max to refix those sentences, and then you're going to be solid. And then I think you're going to have a pretty high acceptance rate. So let's move to the next resume. I am reviewing a full stack developer. So this person has 650 applications on LinkedIn, no interviews. They've also not gotten any internships despite searching and applying. They are in Canada. So with the full description that I am a United States-based recruiter and Canadian recruitment practices are probably different, let's see what we can find. So what we're going to be looking for is, as a full stack dev, is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages. Now, what might actually be causing your problem? This might actually be the entire cause of your problem. I haven't looked at the resume yet. Again, I know it's in front of me, but I try not to look until the review. Is you sent me a JPEG. People get a little confused about what parses as an ATS. They say, you got to do this to get past the ATS, blah, 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 all that stuff. As long as your resume is in a PDF format or Word, it will parse. But you sent me a JPEG. Your resume may not even be parsing if it's a JPEG, because I know it can sometimes get a little funky with that. So let's see if we can't find what is wrong, because 650 with nothing is real wrong. Now I'm assuming you're applying in Canada. If you are a Canadian citizen applying the ES, that would be your problem as well, since you would need a work authorization first. So, developed and launched an innovative study platform attracting visitors and registered students using Firebase, Git, GPI, API, CSS. Okay, this already is not what I care about. I only see CSS and AWS, and API is good, but typically if you're going for full stack, oh, and it says founder and developer, don't do that. Don't say founder and developer. That looks really, really bad. One of the red flags you can give is that you own your own company. Managers typically do not like that. So the fact that this is a JPEG and it shows that you own your own company is immediately bad. So, engineered an innovative feature that extracts and generates past question from both PDF and physical ads. Okay, don't care. AWS, again, but I already saw that, so I don't care. REST API, that's at least solid, but I already had API. So yeah, I don't, this is nothing. I don't want to be cruel, but I have to. So when you're looking for software engineers as a recruiter, and managers typically, you pick a stack. In college, you do not do this. From what I understand, again, I got a bachelor's in psych. From what I understand, in college, you learn everything, that's okay. But once you start to actually apply to full-time positions, internships are iffy on this one, you need to pick a stack. You need to do full stack, front end, back end, and then back end pick a language, whichever one you chose. So you did choose full stack, but this does not read like a full stack developer. I don't have any TypeScript. I don't have any JavaScript. I don't have any CSS. I don't have any HTML. I don't have any Angular. I don't have any Node. You know what? No, I did see CSS. I didn't see, is there SQL? No, I don't see any SQL. I do see React API and AWS, which is good, but this right here, and do not bold this in the real resume, is the golden one. I cannot point to it because it's over there. TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. You need those if you're going full stack. And Node, if you have any type of Node or anything that ends in JS, which I know is JavaScript, but you still need JS and actual full JavaScript because it's weird. So your problem is A, this was a JPEG. B, you said you're a founder and developer. That's an immediate red flag. C, even if they get past the founder, the JPEG, and the that part, they don't see anything here that they would need to move you forward with as a full stack dev. And then here, I also don't see anything. Projects, Again, nothing. Again, this doesn't count. Scikit-learn, whatever. That's AI, React, PostSQL. Yeah, again, this doesn't count. And you're probably like, well, there's a skill section at the bottom. It does not count unless it's the bullet points. So your entire thing is off here. You may want to come onto the channel and like maybe I can help you out with this, but nothing here is working. And I don't want to be cruel, but like there's nothing here that would determine this as a full stack dev to a recruiter or potentially hiring manager. Yes, I know we're probably missing stuff, but you have to write it with the least common denominator. So stop with the founder and developer stuff. Just say make that a project or whatever. Then I need to actually have this stuff up here. You only have Cloud, React, and CSS. And I think that's it. Or API. You have Cloud, API, and CSS. I need the rest of it. And then do not use a JPEG. So I understand why you are not getting anything. There's nothing there that a person would move forward and see as a full stack dev. So I hope that wasn't too cruel. I just I want you to succeed, you know? So let's move to the next resume. Is a resume of a software engineer. They are backend. I don't know if they're Java or Python or C. So, nope, they listed everything. Okay. I don't have C saved. I do have Python. So, if we're looking for a Python backend engineer, it will be Python, SQL, Docker, Kubernetes, Django, any cloud, RESTful API, Agile, and then bonus if you have like TypeScript. Bonus you have stuff for full stack. If this is a C resume, I don't know because I don't have that saved yet. I know .NET is one of them. So this person, where did they go? Thank you for the review. No worries. They have made changes to the format and the points. This should closer align to their career goal. They've spent out 175 resumes and gotten one virtual interview, which is not good. So, first things first, where's your education? You've graduated in 2004, education, which I know people at the thing cannot see, but the education should be up top. If you just graduated, in fact, unless you're going for like high level, like director level positions, usually you want your education up top. A lot of places they kind of want it. So especially because you just graduated, and I know nobody can see it. It's nestled under the projects. It just, again, nobody can see it. It's like under here. So put your education up top. This technical skill section I really don't think is needed. Formatting is slightly off. Nothing here should be bolded. This should be bolded. You do not need this line, but whatever. All right, so oversaw the deployment of C# and .NET projects. Oh, this might be a backend C engineer. In UPath to BAP files and transfers. Diagnosed and resolved productions in Python and .NET code failures. Examined software bugs on Visual Microsoft Suite. Automation service raising a 400 instance. So that's, again, okay, if we're looking, like, this is the part where I'm not sure what kind of backend they are. If it is a C# backend, I don't have that off the cuff. Unfortunately, this is why if you send me a backend if you want to be a backend engineer and you want me to review your resume, please pick the language so that I just say C# backend engineer or Python backend engineer or Java backend engineer, because before every video I look up the keywords and qualifications, and I don't have the time to do that. So if this is C, I don't know. I don't know what the C is. I do see Azure, I do see CI/CD, RESTful, C, Python. This should probably be maybe up here, honestly. These .NET stacks. Yeah, this very much looks like a C# dev, and I don't know that off the top of my head. That stinks. Okay. Well, darn. Let's see. Is there anything I can do here? Again, some of this isn't bad. I think you have some of the stuff I'd be looking for. I would need SQL over in this section. If you have any cloud in here, it would be beneficial. So I really would like SQL and cloud at some point. Any of the SQLs. It doesn't have to be just SQL. It could be the MySQL or whatever. And maybe Agile. But there's not a ton I can do. I do know formatting-wise this is off. So Integrated live data from APIs. Again, there's a lot of stuff for APIs. ETL could be one. I think partly the issue is, first off, your education needs to be up top. Second is people may not know you're an actual software developer. As long as you did software development, you would just say software developer, right? And they'll understand. But the other thing here is this was only for that's August. Very short amount of time. It may be that you don't even want this here. This one is fine, automotive engineer intern. But yeah, I'm kind of struggling what to do with this because I wasn't able to look up the keywords ahead of time. So next time, give me the keywords so I could say like help out. But that's, I don't know. It's October's 10th, 11th. Yeah, this is okay to put. It's just okay. Here's also an issue. Oh no, that's an intern. That's an intern, so that's fine. Yeah, I think something is off with these keywords. C# and .NET are right, but I don't see anything else I would need. And I'm just going to guess, based on the fact that you have 175, that you're missing some C# keywords. So just come into the chat when I'm streaming and say, hey, Lee, what is the C# backend dev keywords? And I'll look it up, because I probably should do that anyway. So, but again, I'm seeing some flaws here, which both formatting and including the education, and my gut is telling me there's just not a lot here. Just remember to apply early. The faster you apply, the better your chances, because the ATS sorts people in the order they came in. People, again, have a huge misnomer about what ATSs do. They think it scans your resume and does computer bops and bits, but no, it's just first come, first serve. So the faster you apply, the better. And come on in chat and ask me what are C# backend skills I need, because I'd have to search them up. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a brain stopped working. Software engineer, intern. They actually said they got 2 interviews last semester with probably 150 applications. They said their resume last semester was not great. I'll be honest, that's kind of the bare minimum you want as an intern. Internships are highly competitive, and that would be about 75-1, which isn't great, but it could be a lot worse. So what we're going to be looking for is very, very basic stuff. We're going to look for the basic knowledge of a tech stack. So in this case, Python, Java, a library or two of that, SQL, cloud, that kind of stuff. Something very basic. And then we're going to look for the ability to work well with others, and that you take direction and criticism. Because remember, as an intern, your job is not to be the star of the company. If your job is to be the star of the company and to save the company as an intern, that's not an internship. They need to pay you more. Or pay you. Internships should be paid, but not all are. So, let's look at this. All right, so I can already see this section is too long. I'm not a fan of technical skill sections. I don't think they work really. Backend Firebase engineer intern. I don't know. I guess Firebase is a thing. Optimize server-side logic, enhancing scalability, leveraging Firebase, automated backend process management efficiency, cloud functions. Cloud isn't bad. REST APIs. Okay. Agile. Okay, so this is... I'm going to come back to this, but I want to look at the rest of this. Create a text-based object building in Java. Enable to streamline, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're missing some stuff. I don't know what Firebase is. I'm going to... Firebase, but it's not typically what, as long as I'm aware of what companies are going to be looking for. Okay, so it's like AI stuff, I guess. The coders in my chat can let me know what I'm wrong with, but what we need to see here is we need to go up here, right? This is the stuff I want to see. I want to see, right? I just want to see that use Java and JavaScript along with Spring Boot to do X in an agile environment. That would be a fine sentence. And then here, which is the sentence I wanted to come back to, collaborate in an agile environment, improving sprint velocity, development efficiency through Jira task management and Scrum. No. You're going to rework this sentence. So, worked in an agile environment where we doing sprint and that thing, but you're not here to brag about how you improve the process. You're here to show about how you learned. So instead of collaborated in an agile environment, improving sprint velocity, say collaborated or worked in an agile environment where I would do X and Y with my managers weekly, and they would give me feedback on where to improve on my code. That kind of thing. Something like that. Doesn't have to be that exactly, but I want to see as an intern that you can work well with others and that you can take direction and criticism. Because nobody wants to hire an intern and you say, hey Lee, it's good to have you here, but just letting you know, based on the code that you typed in, our servers will explode. And then you don't want that person to punch the monitor and walk off. And yes, there are people that will do that. So you need to show how you worked with other people. We need to see a basic knowledge of tech stack, which I'm just not seeing. Again, it doesn't count if it's here. It has to be in here. You cannot just say this in a vacuum. It needs to show how you used it. So that's part of the problem. And again, so you're basically going to remove this, redo some of these, add some more of the stacks here, and then add something about how you worked well with others and took direction and criticism. So, and you should be maybe 1 in 50, 1 in 40. Again, the goal for internships is probably 1 to 40, especially in IT. Internships are highly, highly competitive. So there's no other resume. This is it. This is the final one for this video, not the stream. I will see you all on the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need more help, stop by my live stream. I'd be glad to help you out. Bye.